All right, here's the headline, yo. This is fresh right here. 6ix9ine faces years in state prison. DA wants him to register as, excuse me, a sex offender. Now it says the Manhattan's DA office spokesperson is suggesting that Tekashi 6ix9ine spent 1 to 3 years in state prison after claiming that he violated the terms of his plea deal in a child sex case that the Blast reported. Now, additionally, they want 6ix9ine to register as a sex offender for his violation. Now, we did talk about that. I don't think we dropped that video, but we because I think Azealia Banks had reneged and said she didn't put that post out.
Yeah.
So we didn't actually drop the segment that we talked about, you know, exactly. We got into the whole 6ix9ine case and Nicki Minaj case, you know, and where what was it? Something like 6ix9ine. It was like a music video or something.
It was a Fifi joint.
No, when he got charged with the girl.
Yeah. I guess it was a couple years ago. It was in a music video. She was doing some sexually explicit things during the music video, and she was underage or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, that, you know, that went down, and you know, so now that the DA just released that statement saying that they want him to register as a sex offender, and they're suggesting that the rapper spent 1 to 3 years for violating, you know, another thing I want to add in here. They saying that when in the Houston incident, you know, out in Houston, when he had to fly back and post bond for that one, they saying that he violated the terms, you know, of the agreement for that. So because he violated, you know, in the state of New York, you know, when you violate probation, parole, et cetera, you know, you could be sentenced to a term of prison. So they're looking at 1 to 3 years. You know, what do you think about that?
Man,
we just saying we ain't gonna talk about this nigga 6ix9ine, man. We gonna feed into it.
We seen the YG stuff. We was like, nah, man, we ain't gonna leave that one alone. Then we see this. This is some serious shit though. This is news. He's about to be. Looks like they trying to put this kid away for a little bit of time. Well, not a kid. I got people got on me a little bit when I started saying kid. He a grown man, shit, whatever. He a kid to me. Act like a kid. He a fucking kid. But I don't know. You think he's gonna do time from this? You see something serious coming from this situation? Let me ask you a question. Maybe I'm a little naive. Maybe I'm a little ignorant to the situation.
Right.
How do they get him on being registered a sex offender? How do they bring that case back up if he's already took a plea? And he took a plea. He pleaded guilty. So whatever the sexual offense was. So they, you know what I mean? And when you take a plea or you get like a plea deal, you know, if you get something else, like another charge with that, now you can, you violated that. So you could actually, and a lot of times you could be sentenced to the full, you know, whatever it was. Like, so what they're saying 5 years, right? So what they're saying is based off of that incident in Houston when he was accused of strangling that little kid or whatever happened. Because of that, now New York has the right to reopen this case because he took a plea and hit him for everything. Yep. Because remember the case in 2015, he said he pled guilty to 1 count of using a child in a sexual performance. Yeah. So now when you get that guilty plea, you know what I mean? Now you admitted it. Bang, bang. Pretty much. Yeah. So now he's facing 1 to 3, you know, in the bank. So we'll keep you updated on that. You know, New York don't play no games, man. New York don't fucking play. I mean, I remember Plaxico. He shot himself in the club with the heat, boom, and that motherfucker did jail time for that. Right. One of the #1 receivers in the NFL at the time, coming off the Super Bowl. I mean, he had this on his high horse. Tekashi 6ix9ine is a figure out here that's really pissing people off, making his money, not being afraid to show it. Got in that incident a couple weeks ago where he was kidnapped and looked like that was a serious situation. You know what I mean? And he's not cooperating with the police, and now he finds himself in this. And we always said this kid is really doing some things that is going to lead to 1 to 2 real unfortunate situations. And this New York, like we said, don't play. This is a developing story. We'll keep you updated. It might not look good for that dude. Yeah, you have to move up at the camera. Yeah, you got to sit up. Gotcha. Let me adjust it. Hold on. I don't know why. I don't know if it moved. All right. But you're listening to the Uncensored Truth Podcast with your brother, Old God and Sandman. We're going all the way in today. We're going to jump right into this one because we got some hot, you know, stories today with the podcast. But make sure you go check us out. What's the SoundCloud? Just put Uncensored Truth Podcast. Uncensored Truth and SoundCloud, man. It's that simple, man. Go over there. If you can't listen to or can't watch us on YouTube, definitely throw your earphones in and check us out on SoundCloud. Coming to you with every dope episode that we drop on YouTube, man. For sure. Appreciate everyone over there that came over to the movement is already listening. Yes, sir. That Muhammad Ali shirt is dope, man. I appreciate that, man. And make sure y'all let them know about the Viral Hip Hop hats. Too. Yeah, man. You see the hat on top. If you can't see the hat, you definitely can go to ebay.com, Viral Hip Hop News, or Amazon Viral Hip Hop News, and get the Viral Hip Hop News hat. It'll be the first of many that we have on there as far as merchandising with Viral Hip Hop News. You see the hat. Yes, I also had the other logo printing up coming real soon with the hat. $33, New Era official Viral Hip Hop News hats. They should be dropping tomorrow. I'm talking to the people right now as far as the manufacturers. They should be in. If they're not, they'll be in Monday, man. I know it's a process. We all know how business goes. I would love to drop them tomorrow, have everything set up tomorrow. But if it's not there, it'll be Monday, and we'll make sure we have all those links for you. Appreciate the support,
man. Yeah, man. Go ahead and grab that, man.
You know, I want to
start with this story, man. Before we get started, man, everybody that's listening to the podcast, rather the Uncensored Truth podcast, please hit the like button and make sure you share this video. Now, I seen this last night, man, and this dude is, was blazing hot, out of Philly, and I think he was one of the next up and coming rappers that was really going to be put on. And I always see Meek Mill like shouting him out on his Instagram comment section. I'm like, another rapper he's an affiliate of is AR-Ab. He was actually, and I'm very sad, actually to report this. General Reezy was actually shot and killed last night in North Philly, along with a 32-year-old, woman. Now the official reports are saying that 11 shots were fired. And they said that a surveillance, I guess, video showed that a van headed in direction at the time may be the one who did it. AR-Ab did post, a picture with General Reezy and said they killed my friend, my brother, one of the realest niggas I've been around. It says PIP Reezy at General Reezy. My condolences go out to you and your family, to have to go through this, Pit Bullet. Hey, I see it right there. On the screen. Real sad, real sad. Philly's just right over the bridge, not too far, from where we at right now. So condolences, because like I said, man, I posted a lot of his videos on my Instagram, and he was hot, and he had a famous video out there where he actually him and AR-Ab had like a little battle, and they was going back and forth, and it was a good battle. You know what I mean? Them cats up there can spit. So, Sam, man, what do you think about this, man? Another up and coming rapper, slain in North Philadelphia.
It's unfortunate. It definitely is. I don't know him to the level that you do. You really have a real close relationship to the Philly rappers out there. I really think some of them should come on the platform and talk, because you definitely show a lot of them love out in Philadelphia. We're so close to the Philadelphia area, and we definitely show support to our local artists. And Philadelphia deserves the love and the accolades that they get, man, because they got a lot of dope spitters. And this brother, I heard the post that you dropped yesterday on Instagram, and he reminded me of the old state property spitters, the Freeways, the Beanie Siegel. I mean, he reminded me of that. That's Philly's sound. And it's real unfortunate that we have another rapper going in the streets of Philadelphia. We all know the violence that goes on out there, the unfortunate violence that goes on in Philadelphia. And this is just another sad indication of it. You're reading the reports to me as far as what went down with the automatic weapons and things like that. It was a real brutal murder. Was he a target, or was this an act of random violence, robbery? Do you know any of the details on that?
There's no details, there, but there also was a 32-year-old woman who was killed, as well as looked like 4 other people, were wounded, according to Vlad TV. The articles by way of Vlad TV.
Got you. Well, yeah, I mean, it's real unfortunate, and we have to do better. We have to do better for our people. We don't know what happened out there. We don't know what situation it was, but rappers in Philly are targets. Like you said, you seen something with Gilly when he was talking about it. I mean, he doesn't really go out there and flash and do too many things, because there's always a target on your back. No matter how much love it looks like you got, you never know who's trying to come up on you, and you just got to be real careful on what you show and what you flash and what you quote unquote try to clout chase nowadays. We see in a day and age where clout chasing seems to be the newest fad and shit, and you see the unfortunate situation that come out of that. You see young Triple X that died a couple months ago. Not to say that he was clout chasing, but obviously people found themselves in a situation where they seen it come up, and a young man lost his life, and millions of kids lost an icon because of a robbery, a Gucci bag, and a couple dollars. Like it's uncalled for, but that's the day and age we're in. So you got to be real careful the moves you make and things like that. Not to say that he was out here flashing, or not to say that he was out here doing anything and making moves. We don't know, but we just got to be careful.
Yeah, man, it's a sad situation, and it's really just a microcosm of what's going on, in America, all over, in any inner city. These type of things are going on, so it's sad, and it brings up the question, that we always will bring on a conversation on the podcast and whatnot. Should we, should these rappers even be, go back? And this is a situation where this dude is not like a millionaire rapper like that, like a Meek Mill or something. This is a dude who's up and coming, doing his thing. So he's still going to be, you know, living in that environment. But you know, this happens. I mean, my brother was killed in North Philly, so you know, stuff happens, man. So you know, condolences once again, you know, to his family and friends. And you know, I'm just very sad to once again report somebody else, you know, being murdered, you know, senselessly. So yeah, man. But you're listening to the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Old God and Sam, man. We're going all the way in today on this Thursday. Family, want everybody please hit the like button and make sure that you share this video. All right, man. Now, Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates is about, what do you say he got, like January 2018? He got out, right?
About January 4th, 2018, he got out of jail. What was it, Chicago? He was out in Chicago?
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Got out January 4th, so a little over 8 months ago. He got out of jail. And he did an interview with LA, I think 92.3 or 92.4, something like that. And yeah, you got the audio over there. Oh, guys, so do your thing, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna play this audio because Kevin Gates was, you know, a lot of people said that he kind of disrespected the host, and I'll be quiet and let Kev go ahead and talk for y'all. This is crazy. Check this out.
Yeah, OHM. Yeah, forgive me. Nightclub.
Nightclub. You got an EP out. I know that there's tons of music that you're probably.
Look, I'm not trying to be short with y'all, but I really wasn't prepared to do no interview. I'm working right now. You know, Luca Brasi 3 is.
Luca Brasi 3 is
all I can think about right now. It is an album. All my mixtapes been out.
100%, man. The first two are straight classics.
I ain't trying to be short with you. I'm just in record mode. So.
No, I hear you.
I noticed. I watched part of your documentary when after you came home or whatnot, and you were in the studio. What's the process like? Because I feel like you got a process in the studio. Like you say, you record now. Do you have to go? Or do you lock in? You go recluse. You know, close yourself off, or do you move around a lot when you record?
I do that. I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
Really, like people be like, you always be by yourself. I don't got no friends, and I don't want none.
You don't have no friends?
No, and I don't want any.
Zero friends?
I be feeling them.
Damn.
I just be fucking with my family. I be at the crib with the kids.
That's bro.
We family or nothing. If we not family, it's nothing.
So the studio environment it was literally just an engineer pretty much in the studio. That's how you record all your shit?
Yes, by myself.
That's crazy. Yo, it's crazy because like even in the short amount of time that you were gone, like I feel like hip hop.
No disrespect. How long we gotta do this? Because you gotta think I just come out of jail. I didn't even get time to transition.
Damn.
And I feel like I'm being interrogated. I do. But no disrespect to y'all. I'm trying to answer the questions as best as I can without being disrespectful. But it feel like I'm being interrogated, like I'm talking with an attorney. I'm not even gonna tell you everything because you ain't really got my best interest at heart. You just trying to take my pockets. So you know what I'm saying?
I mean, we're just trying to see what you're working on.
I'm working on Luca Brasi 3. I mean, it's amazing. It's incredible. I mean, and then I make something more amazing than that. If it be the will of Allah, that's me, bro. It's simple, bro. Like, I don't think about all the shit like he keep talking about. No disrespect to you. You keep talking about so you don't have. Hey, look, hey, I'm me. If you real, I fuck with you. You fake, fuck you. And
well, I'm asking because that's an interesting perspective.
And I move by myself. I'm not a tough guy. It's just me and God. I pray. I don't get tickets. I don't get pulled over. None of that shit because I pray in the car. So.
Well, let me tell you this from my perspective. The reason why I'm asking you that is because that's interesting to me. Like I have conversation with a lot of different people.
I know it's interesting to you. Please don't touch me again. I know it's interesting to you, dear brother, because it's uncommon. But like I say, it's not that much to me. I'm just me.
All right, man. That's pretty much all, you know, that happened with that, you know, the real footage courtesy of the real 92.3. We'll leave the link, you know, to the full video for y'all to go check that out. You know, also, Sam, man, what do you think about this? Very comical. We think about Kevin Gates, man. You think he's being an asshole here or what?
I fuck with Kevin Gates, man. I do. I do. But I got to get on the brother real quick, man, because if you weren't ready for the interview, you should have just said, nah, not today.
Right.
I'm cool. The publicist, whoever set it up, you should be like, nah, I'm in album mode, not today. I'm cool. But you went up there, you were professional enough to sit in their seat. And I don't think anywhere in that situation, they were really antagonistic or really pushing in a situation. They really didn't go on and they didn't talk about the jail situation. They were really just talking about music and seeing where his head was at. And he was very defensive in that. They handled themselves very well. Shout out to them. You know what I mean? They did their thing on their platform and made sure they always remain professional. My man really didn't even touch him. You know what I mean? You were showing me doing the pre-production meeting. Right. He was kind of doing his thing, but we all know how Kev Gates is. I don't know if y'all saw that interview a couple years ago. I'm sure everybody saw it at this point where the young lady was touching him. He's like, don't touch me. So Kevin Gates is just a non-contact kind of dude. That's how he naturally is. If you don't know that, it can come off defensive, but he's always kind of just been that kind of dude. I understand his way of thinking. I do. He really kind of seems, I don't want to say anti-media, because he's often in interviews been very articulate and able to kind of engage with the interviewer. He did a real great interview with Big Boy. He did an interview with my man Sway over at Shade 45. And I mean, we're talking about legends in the game, and Big Boy and Sway. So they were able to kind of, you know what I mean, take care of that situation to make sure they got the best out of Kevin Gates. But it really didn't seem fair. It seemed like you almost ambushed the disc jockeys or the DJs. Oh, it's old school disc jockeys and shit. You know what I mean? But it's almost like you set them up knowing that it didn't matter what they said, you were gonna come at it defensive. What do you think about it?
I mean, I would have, they handled themselves very well. I got to give a shout out to, I don't know the brothers' names over there, and the other guy that was sitting out, I got to give a shout out to him, because I was reading the brothers like countenance, and he kind of wanted, it seemed like he wanted to kind of, he was going to get ready to go there. Like the brother, a little bit, like, but then I guess he just like, you know what? I'm gonna let this play out. I'm gonna just let this die down. And then, we seen that Kev kind of, backed off, but it was kind of, I don't know if he was kind of joking around a little bit with it or whatever. Maybe he was kind of irritated. But I don't know. It makes for a good headline.
Would brother have any right to come at him or say anything? What do you think in that situation? You know what? You know what I mean? Like, would he have been wrong? I think he played it right.
I've been in interviews,
right?
Before where and I was younger in the game, where people have came in with intentions like they was going to sabotage the interview, you know what I mean, and went in on people myself, but I think the best thing to do is to fall back. But if somebody did like say, man, fuck it, I'm getting up, I'm not doing the interview no more, I don't think, I think that'd be cool too. Cause I mean, that's something me or you may do on, they catch us on the right day. I'm not going to be kissing nobody's ass.
Yeah, and we can't kiss nobody's ass. And nobody's trying to clout chase or rub anybody's ego. And like I said, I think brother handled himself very well.
Right.
But in a different situation, if he walked in there and he was dealing with some shit at home and he really didn't feel like interviewing Kevin Gates, that could have went a whole different way. And you couldn't have been mad at it. Because he was just, I mean, that's a brother touch. You know what I mean? That wasn't anything too serious. But like I said, if you know Kevin Gates, he don't really like to be touched. But if you don't know, you like, well, damn, dog, I ain't with you. Okay, all right. That is what it is. And then you saying that I'm interrogating you by simply just going off of the comment of, damn, you don't have any friends. Like, I get it. Our circle's real tight too. I understand what Kevin Gates was saying, but it was defensive. And it wasn't like dude was being too overly antagonist. He wasn't pushing that issue too crazy at that point in the conversation for Kevin to go, oh, I think you feeling you interrogating me. That like Kev felt like he was fresh out of jail. And no, I never been in the penitentiary. I can't attest to anybody that's ever been there. I don't know how long is too long, but 8 months, it just seemed like he should have, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Right. I mean, nah. I mean, everybody's different, you know what I mean? But it's good anyway, because it's good for promotion at this point, even though, nobody got hurt or nothing like that. So now the station's getting promoted on different platforms. His project that's coming out, he's getting promoted. So it turned into a good situation, man.
Yeah, he's like a real articulate brother. That album's going to be dope. He's out here promoting NBA Youngboy right now, another ferocious young rapper in the game, got in a little bit of nonsense early on in the game. But as far as his lyrical skills and his rapping, man, he's one of the top young kids out here right now. Yeah, he should be. He's a little force to be reckoned with. So he's combined with Kevin Gates, the two Baton Rouge, Louisiana rappers, man, and they're doing things out there in Louisiana. Shout out to Louisiana.
Yes, sir. But you're listening to the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God in the Sand, man. If you're listening on SoundCloud, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, I mean, go ahead and hit the like button. Make sure you share this video, especially, our subscribers on YouTube. But yeah, man, we just chilling, man, today, man, on the podcast. Who would you say right now, though, is like the one of the top? Who you say the top in the game right now? The top rapper in the game right now? Don't look at numbers. I'm talking about just straight up raw, talent right now.
Did you hear J. Cole's freestyle that he came with a couple of days ago? He dropped something on Twitter. He was like, "Feed me beats." He was ready to go with everything,
right?
And it woke up a lot of people. I got excited personally because I'm like, all right, he's ready to come spit. And then he got on World Star, and it was surprising. I know a lot of people in the comments on Instagram and on YouTube were just surprised that World Star even came with some real shit, because we know it's been kind of saturated with a lot of nonsense when it comes to rap. You know what I mean? I mean, it's easy to pay a couple dollars, get on there and drop your shit. It wasn't any real substance on there. We're just gonna keep it a bill over here. But J. Cole, he dropped some fire over there. Don't know if you heard it. You can hear it on the back, and we're not gonna drop it on this for obvious reasons.
Right.
But it was some dope shit over that Uchi Wally Wally.
Okay.
Killing it. You know what I mean? And came with some fire. I'm thinking J. Cole might be trying to stake his name in there. One of the top 3 real rappers out here in the game right now. I think he's earned that right. And right now, I think he's coming and trying to make his name out there. I'm gonna put my hat on J. Cole, even though
not even Kendrick.
No, King Kendrick. No, I'm not. King Kendrick is who he is. That's my dude, and I think he's my favorite rapper out here. There's no doubt about it. But right now, he has the power thing going on. He has other ventures going on. You know what I mean? He seems like he has his hand in other things outside of music. So he's building his brand. I ain't mad at that. No, who?
Drake.
Who?
Drake. You think his album was overrated?
Scorpion?
Yeah.
Do I think it was overrated?
Yeah.
I didn't listen to it all the way to figure it out. No, I know a lot of people everywhere thought the shit was fire. So I know we're going to get a lot of slack saying we haters and this and this. But let me say this when it comes to my man Drake, because I do respect him as an artist. I think that he's very talented. He's very creative. But when you call yourself the #1 rapper in the game, when you consider yourself the #1 person, when you put yourself on that mantle, it's kind of like you got to spit, bro. You got to spit.
Yeah.
And on Scorpion, he did a lot of fucking singing.
Too much singing.
A lot of singing, a lot of slow melodic stuff for the ladies. And I'm a singer, you know what I mean? I'm not on here promoting singing or anything like that, but I sing. And the fact that I could listen to Drake sing is comical, because it's like any real singer, they would body Drake when it comes to singing. So stick to the rapping, man. Although it's talented, although it's cool, you get your catchy joints, but he's on there singing ballads. It's like, come on, bro, what you doing?
Right. Yeah, man.
I don't know. What you think about Scorpion? Was it overrated to you? Because I danced around that question. Was it overrated? It did numbers. It's still killing
numbers. Yeah. I mean, she's one of the few people that could do that now. No matter what, he's gonna do numbers. When I was listening to it, there was a couple songs that's like, the ones on the radio. Then you got some songs where he's doing this thing, but it's just like I was really kind of waiting for like the killing it part. Like the part people keep thinking like he's coming in and killing it, but you could say that about J. Cole, you could say that about Kendrick, and mad other rappers right now in the game. Yeah, Pusha T. A lot of people sleep on Jadakiss, still doing his thing, So it's like, yeah, man, a lot of people, and even Noah has a real good album too, Freeway.
Yeah.
He was
on Funk Spitting. What was it, yesterday?
Okay.
It would work.
Yeah, that shit is dope right there. So that's a lot, man. I see a lot of people saying like it depends on who you listen to and who you like. It's still a lot of good people, and I gotta agree with that, J. Cole. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. I want to see like freestyles, getting in the booth, doing that, going on Sway and Funk Flag. That's hip hop to me.
Beats,
right? Let's get it in.
You don't see J. Cole with nothing flashy on. He look fucking homeless. He got on some sweat shorts on, a low draggedy shorts, some J1s. He's fucking looking crazy.
Yeah.
Throwing out bars. Let me talk about Freeway real quick, because we all know the situation he's in, but he's still giving us just that Freeway content that we all love and appreciate. But I seen this nigga selling this. I seen him signing CDs.
I've seen that too.
Was that his new album?
Yeah.
The fuck is he doing with CDs? They still sell them? Where's he selling them?
I don't know, because they took him out of Best Buy, and I'm a CD cat still. Like, I would love to go buy a CD and throw it up in a whip, you know what I mean? But you can't find them nowhere.
Yeah, but they cost too much money.
Right. I think it's more so like it was just like a signing.
Okay.
Like for them to get
more sense. It's some promotional use, sell some old CDs, dope. All right, I get that. I was thinking that he's out here pushing fucking CDs. I'm like, come on, Freeway, you give us that 90 sound and that 2000 sound, but don't be stuck in the business, man. Get them streams, just get that digital shit ready.
Right.
But it makes sense to sign them, and I would love to have a Freeway CD signed shit. I ain't gonna even hold you. That would be dope.
Yeah.
So okay, I understand that now. That makes a little more sense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
More sense in that. Let's transition a little bit, man, out of the music. Let's get into football, because we all know football's coming up. And we're diehard fans. We all know that. There's no way of getting around it. But we all know the social situation surrounding the NFL, the kneeling. We all know Colin Kaepernick, what he did a couple years ago, changing the game and the narrative when it comes to social injustice in the speech, taking that knee for a lot of us and taking that knee for his job. And we all know the situations that he comes into right now, being blackballed by Madden and all kind of different situations, never being able to go back into the NFL, even though he should never even want to play for him again.
Right.
Remains to be seen. They tried to blackball this brother for taking a knee for the young lives, men and women, black lives that were taken unjustly by police officers. Throughout time, but recently, now that the power we have of the phone, you feel me? Now we'll be able to see it a little more clear. So he was standing up for that. We had Dak Prescott come on Dallas Cowboy quarterback a couple days ago, and he said some real controversial shit. We got on him, right? And then they had this mural. Young brother dropped a mural in Texas about Dak Prescott. He was in the sunken place off the Get Out. Beautiful artwork, funny as hell.
Yeah.
And then we have a lot of people saying that we get on, as a race, we get on our people too quick. We're quick to throw out the coon narrative. You know what I mean? We're quick to call somebody a coon. Is this justified? Are we just crabs in the barrel? Are we just sticking to that mentality? Or is there some juice to this situation? Now, we had some real deep discussion in the pre-production meeting as far as what should be the next step in the next action in the situation with NFL players and NFL. We all know the president and his stance on it. He's very vocal when it comes to sports in this country and things like that. What's your thoughts on this whole situation with Dak Prescott and things like that? I have an excerpt from Ezekiel Elliott, a running back from the Dallas Cowboys that I'm going to play, but I just want to get your thoughts real quick before I drop that audio.
You know, we were saying in the car, man. We were talking before we came over here to get ready to rock out. You know, it's like it's like it got to go to another level. You know, when you're talking about the protests, you know, because now it's just like guys, you know, it's not really getting nowhere at this point. So when you talk about people like Ezekiel, it doesn't surprise me. And like Dak Prescott, it doesn't surprise me, you know, because you got some people who are just good old boys who are corporate, you know, just good old Americans. They, you know, they go with everything. And I'm not saying that, you know, that they're sellouts or anything. They may just, you know, have a different way of protest. But my thing is like, what are they planning to do? Are they going to just do nothing? You know, Dak Prescott and they don't care. If that's the case, okay, we know where to draw the line at. But for the people who do, if they want some real change, you know, they need to walk out. They need to stop playing if they want some real change. Everything else is at this point, it just is comical, you know, in the eyes of everybody else that's out there. So yeah, man. I'm not surprised, man. I maybe like 10 years ago, I would have been surprised hearing, you know, brothers saying this, but now it's just like, okay, I see, I get it.
Okay, let me play Ezekiel real quick because you touched on it, so it's no real surprise of what we're about to hear. But let me just play it real quick for the sense of playing it, and then I'll get to my perspective. Let's go.
No doubt.
I think that's just the way you guys want to take it. Us as a team, we chose to stand together for the national anthem, and it was our decision. And I think it really shows our culture. It shows that, you know, that we have unity. We're going to stand as one. That's not like anyone else who may choose to kneel during the national anthem, but we're the Dallas Football Cowboys and Vegas team. We stand for the national anthem.
All right, so you know he basically said that there's no way in hell we kneeling for that. We stand, and I don't want to say he said we don't give a fuck about what's going on, but he basically said we don't give a fuck about what's going on. And if that was your perspective and that's how you felt, bro, I wouldn't be mad at that because I do agree with the people in the mindset that us as Black people, we do kind of we jump on our own too quick, especially in the media. We're the biggest culprit in tearing each other down. I couldn't agree with you more than that. But this right here is like somebody need to pull him to the side because this is clearly a Jerry Jones move. We all know that he was vocal and clear saying if anybody kneels for the national anthem, they won't be playing for my team. So are you expressing the sentiments of yourself or are you expressing the sentiments of your fucking boss? Are you sitting there just being a good old boy, sticking to the, you know what I mean, doing what you have to do?
Script.
Because once the helmet comes off, once that big blue star's off your helmet and off your back, and you got people cheering for you and all that shit, and you just driving down the street after a party and they got this big ass beard, and you might have a nice car, and Dallas PD, who doesn't give a fuck about football, all they see is a Black dude in there, and they decide to pull you over, who's kneeling for you? Who's kneeling for you? Them young people, Black, white, whatever. But let's talk about the Black kids for a second that look up to you that wear the 21 jerseys, that look up to you that wear the number 4 jerseys, and have to hear you basically go, nah, we don't care. Nah, it don't matter. Now, a lot of people will get on me right now saying, well, what you supposed to do? Kneeling isn't doing anything. What is kneeling doing? You know what? I agree with y'all. I agree with y'all. I do think that there has to be another step that has to be taken with NFL players and people who really care about this situation in order for real change to begin. And you know where it happens? It happens with players walking out. It happens with ticket sales no longer being purchased. It happens with them concession stands no longer being bought the fuck out. Beer, TV watching. It happens with revenue being taken away if you really begin to want change. What do you say to the people and the naysayers who are completely pissed off at the situation, completely pissed off at the kneeling, completely pissed off at the fact that this even has to be a conversation raised on their Sunday afternoon, a place where they don't have to worry about work, worry about their problems anymore? What do you say to the naysayers that they say leave the protesting alone when it comes to football? Is it a place for sports? What do you say to that?
Absolutely, it's a place to hell yeah, because it's a business and it's a place, you know. And first of all, my thing is, you know, before I get into that, it's like with the whole Ezekiel, like if you bust your Achilles today or tomorrow and you can't play, you think Jerry Jones is going to take care of you?
Is it guaranteed?
It's not. It's not. They're not giving them guaranteed contracts. Like, you got people getting their heads busted up, legs, everything. You people walking around like, you know, no offense to the great one, you know what I mean? How you see how his career, you know what I mean, with that same type of, you know, whatever he had going on with him, you know what I mean? So it's just like people's lives are being destroyed in the NFL. So what they say, not for long. 3 years from now, he might not even be in the league. So, you know, with the whole thing about what you asked me, you know, about the people, the naysayers out there that say, you know, again, I'm not surprised, man, because you know the history of this country, you know that you had, you know, a group of people who, you know, pretty much despised us and hated us and always wanted to kind of keep us in that servitude, you know what I mean, role. So it don't surprise me that you got people, you know, even when I was working on the job, you know, I had even people that were Eagles fans, you know, it's the Philadelphia Eagles area, you know, because players was kneeling. They said they wasn't supporting the team and stuff. So people are really on this patriotic American thing. And, you know, I have nothing wrong with that, but I'm also, you know, partial. And I think that everybody should be able to demonstrate, whether it be, you know, the Indian, the East Indian, you know, the Caucasian, the Black. I think everybody, you know, this was this country's supposed to be about. Everybody's supposed to be able to demonstrate how they want to demonstrate. And I think the best way to demonstrate, like you said, is to walk the fuck out and say, I'm not playing until we get some changes. Because you ain't playing for nothing anyway.
I think that's another thing that annoys me a little bit, the hypocrisy that's involved with it. Because
right,
we should all be able to freely just range our own opinion. If you got people that want to kneel for social injustices, you should be able to do so. If you got people that want to stand there proud with their hand over their heart, and I don't want to say not care, just be proud of what they got going on and be proud of what they believe in. Because there's not only Black people in this world. There's Caucasian, there's West Indian, there's this, there's that. And if you don't feel like putting your hand in the situation and helping others, is as a human, as much as we can criticize that, we can't be mad at it. It is what it is.
Right.
If you're helping your people, you're helping yours. I ain't gonna be mad at that. We need to help our own fucking anyway. So if you were just doing that, that'd be cool. But it's not. It's you're going to do this or else. It's always an ultimatum involved with how you protest or how you show your free speech.
Control.
It's control based. It's so control based. We see this in media. I was gonna ask you, do you think that it's a situation where you see, is it a spin on that? Because when did we ever see the national anthem played outside of the Super Bowl? When was this ever such a national attention? Why is there so much attention being raised to the national anthem?
It's a backstory to that.
The issues involved with that.
I mean, this is my father actually told me. He said that the military, I guess, paid the NFL for them to do that to get a recruitment. I guess so they see people, you know, saluting the flag and the military guys out there, so it make people want to join, you know, the military, you know, branch. You know, it's business arrangement.
So
at the end of the day,
so is kneeling fucking up money? Is kneeling fucking up money because it's an eyesore?
Yeah.
At the very least, watching them brothers or watching them, the NFL players, Black, white, or whoever, if you support the cause of power to the people, the very cause that the Black Panthers were just on anyway before they got destructed and torn down and made recognized as terrorists and all this other nonsense. Before all that was going down, power to the people meant unity amongst all of us. So if we see us having a kneel, Black, white, or whatever, brothers together doing this, and it causes an eyesore, does it cause revenue to be fucked up? Because we all now you say that
it does with that, you know, even, you know, they were saying, you know, people will stop watching and stuff like that. I mean, even you know what I mean? And even my dad, he had stopped watching.
I didn't watch.
Know, yeah. So
fan. It hurt. I love football, but I didn't watch.
Right, and that's you know, we go to games, so that's ticket sales, that's merchandise. We go buy food when we there. So yeah, it definitely hurts, you know, business. But you know, I say that's the only way you got it. Like you said earlier, you got to get them in their pocket. And if they get serious, imagine if the first day when they're supposed to be kickoff, all your major players from all the teams, you know, just say, you know what, we're not playing. And I'm not talking. It don't matter what color. All right, pink, purple. Everybody say we're not playing until we get this, and this, till we get some type of a deal in place, guaranteed contract, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The workforce, which brings in all of the revenue, They got the power. They just don't see it because they controlled and they're scared.
Let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. You have NFL players kneeling. We have people in sports now speaking out against social injustice.
Mm-hmm.
And we hear a conversation and we say that the NFL does nothing in regard to the fight. What do we want the NFL to do exactly?
Yeah, in regard to what black people getting killed and shot. You want the NFL, to say something about it. The NFL, because I remember you got these every team is in a major city in the NFL, and it's usually a bad city: Cincinnati, Philadelphia, DC, etc., LA,
Detroit.
etc. Right. So you got a major business that's coming into the city. And they can have, political power to change some things and say, okay, you know what, this is going to happen here. This is going to happen here because, these kids are coming out of these cities too that are playing football. So it's like, it's a responsibility, just like any business in any community, to, take care of the community. That's anywhere. That's just what it is. You pay taxes and whatnot, but to build up the infrastructure of the community, you got certain communities where certain group of people don't have to worry about stuff like this. You know what I mean? And we know those communities don't have to worry about that people being shot, that people being killed, and nothing happening. You know what I mean? Because they got organized, power. So a lot of it's on us too, as a people, to see what's going. Because you got a lot of people, it's kind of off the record. They complain a lot and they say this and they know the plans and this. If we know what the plans are, we know what they're trying to do, that means that we got an advantage then, because now we know what we shouldn't do. We know the loopholes, what we got to do. So if we saying we know the plans they're implementing on us, we should be able to beat them.
And I'm glad I asked that question because you answered that perfectly. And that's why I asked you, because I couldn't agree more with that situation. You have major billion-dollar franchises in these major cities, and they take so much money out of the situation, so much money. And you don't see money going back into the school systems to these cities. You don't see anything going into healthcare for these people, the less fortunate. We all know what's going on in the inner cities. We all know what's going on with how our youth are being raised. And we all know it's no secret on what color they are in these inner cities. It's black. So when you see a situation where you have these billion-dollar companies in the NFL franchises embedded in these situations, you see Louisiana, Detroit, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, you named them, Los Angeles, et cetera, et cetera. Why not give back? Why not have a voice? Why not simply just say, you know what, this is wrong? We will, the NFL conglomerate that we are, start setting up situations, if you won't, to ensure that the people that are coming up, the NFL players, because before they were NFL players, they were sitting in these inner cities watching these games, aspiring to get out of that situation. Let's help them and build them.
And then another thing is, we always look at rappers, like, so for the instance, in the situation in Chicago, we look at Chance the Rapper, and shout out to them for doing what they're doing. Why not look at these big ass corporations that's making 10 times as much as these rappers, to build up infrastructure in the community, to put real jobs in the community, not no concession stand job. They can raise the wages for those type of, as much as money as they bringing in. You know what I mean? They should be, required to do stuff for the community. Now, a lot of people say the NFL got the United Way. We always see those little charities. We're not going to say that the NFL don't give, those something, but I think in one weekend, 66 people got shot in Chicago. Come on, man. Come on, man.
You got to do better.
Yeah.
And you have the responsibility, you have the financial equity to make serious change. And we are out here tax-paying citizens. Me and you have conversations. Our conversations are more about taxes than they've ever fucking been ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We sitting there reading the tax section of the newspaper on the daily right now. We understand the conversation.
Yes, sir.
So when you got tax money being put into situations and you don't understand how school systems aren't the way they need to be in our inner cities, healthcare is not the way they need to be, proper nutrition isn't being instilled within the communities, you ask yourself, where's the money going and why isn't it going to the people who need it the most? You always say, and you always put an excuse and or always put a bad name on people on welfare, and people don't have things. But what opportunity are they given to get out of these situations? I don't see any produce markets in the hood. I don't see it in any situations where the school system, where books and curriculums are done different. That's why if you have money, you pulling your kids out, you put them in private school. That's more so about curriculum and what they're going to learn. Yeah. On top of safety. Why is someone here getting a different education than someone here? It makes no sense. Right. Isn't all children the same? Nah. And it's clear. Right. So when you have taxpayer dollars in these situations not going to the proper places, it just goes to show you even more. They need to say something.
Yeah.
This kneeling is doing something. I would have to disagree with the Dak Prescotts of the world and the people out in the world that's saying that kneeling doesn't matter. It is doing something. It's pissing y'all off.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep kneeling or let's walk out. I'll say walk out soon. I'm not trying to fuck up anybody's money or anybody's dollar. Shout out to Michael Jenkins. I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm Redskins to the core. But I fuck with Michael Jenkins, of the Philadelphia Eagles, who's been outspoken. I don't think he's going to stop. He's someone that I definitely look up to in this situation. If he walked out, I would be amazed, but I don't be mad at him. I wouldn't fuck up my money, man. I don't know.
All right. What do you say, though? Because, like, a lot of people, I think Boyce Watkins said that. I think it's Dr. Boyce Watkins, no disrespect. He said that people who are asking, these players to walk out of their job, they won't walk out of their job. What do you think about the everyday person? Because you worked the job before, I worked the job. What do you think about that? Does he have some validity there?
Absolutely, because it's not easy.
Right. Yeah.
It's not easy. Don't ask a man to do anything you wouldn't do first.
Mm-hmm.
I have a son. And I ask a lot out of my son. I want him to take care of his responsibilities on the daily. I want him to take care of his athletics. I want him to take care of his academics. I want him to make sure that his mind is stimulated outside of the classroom and understand. I ask a lot of him.
Right.
But as opposed to me talking, I have to walk it as well. I have to set the example in order for him to succeed. It goes the same way. You have to set the example in order for people to succeed. So if you're not sitting there setting the example, what are you doing? If you're not going to go out there on the forefront and be the example, then shut the fuck up. And we see a lot of people in situations where it's comfortable. It's not easy to walk out. We all know that those little checks pay the bills, and those bills need to be paid. You've got family that you need to look up to, that are looking up to you. These responsibilities have to be taken care of. It's not easy to jump out there on your own. But what you got to ask yourself, what freedom do you get out of it? What dollar amount of really they putting on your soul and your life? You got to set the example.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Listen to the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God and Sandman. Everybody listening on YouTube, especially, please hit the like button and make sure you share this video. Sandman, I got a question for you. Remember we were talking about the Nicki Minaj situation. Did we ever get an update on what her mom actually brought out?
I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard a headline. I've looked honestly for that. I didn't see the network that it was on, so I can't tell you, man. I definitely looked into it. I would love to get some news so we could talk about it. I haven't looked. I haven't seen anything.
Okay, yeah,
so
definitely been on the headline.
Just smoke,
right?
And at the end of the day, but we talked about it yesterday. What is there really to talk about? What are you defending?
Right.
I ain't mad at you, but what are you defending? That shit's clear.
It's a baby. I get it. You know what I mean? It's a kid, and the people go to off the cliff for their kids. I mean, I don't blame them for fighting for them, but something like that, you kind of to take somebody's side with a situation like that. I mean, maybe there is more to the story. But I don't know how you get around DNA evidence.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't get it either.
Yeah, so yeah, man. But it's been a hell of a show, man. Uncensored Truth podcast. You already know what it is, especially if you're listening on SoundCloud. We want to give y'all a shout out. We really do appreciate y'all. And it's the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Old Guy from Hip Hop News Uncensored and Sandman from Viral Hip Hop News. Yes. Sandman, you got anything over there, man?
Nah, man. I just appreciate everyone watching on all 3 platforms. Appreciate you watching on SoundCloud. If you're listening on your headphones, work wherever you're at, man. Appreciate everyone out there supporting. You see the hat I got on my big ass head right now. Viral Hip Hop News official hats coming out hopefully tomorrow, if not top of the week, Monday on Amazon and eBay. We'll have the links on all 3 platforms. eBay.com, Viral Hip Hop News, or Amazon.com, Viral Hip Hop News. If you're listening on SoundCloud right now, appreciate everyone y'all support. Merchandise, first of many, man.
Yes, sir.
That's all I got, man. Oh, you know what? My bad. Just cut you off. Shout out to our man T to the motherfucking K2K Kirkland, Gangsta Conversation, the comedy album from our man TK Kirkland, coming out October 27th. Official album release party at Caroline's in New York. Y'all all know the legendary Caroline's open New York City. If you watch any Breakfast Club interview with a comedian, Shade 45, whatever, Dave Dunn, Caroline's, legendary, man. We should have some big news coming in regards to that real soon.
Yeah, can't wait to announce that. But yeah, man, we out of here, man.
Yeah. Hey.